Hey, MAGA, for those of you who voted for Donald Trump several times, you voted because you thought he was a man of the people, somebody that was watching out for your interests, somebody that was going to defend the things that you believed in and improve your quality of life. You thought that he was going to be the person that advances America's position on the global stage and defends and protects it and never insults those who serve the interests of the United States. That was what you thought he was doing, right? How's that working out for you? How is that working out after a week where we've seen the stock market crash because of his economic policies, and there is disaster after disaster on the global stage? And what's he doing while all of this stuff burns down? You know what he's doing? He's doing what he's done for about a third of his presidency so far, and that's going out golfing. It's bad enough that he's going golfing and hiding from the consequences of his actions while the global economy burns down. That's bad enough. But on top of that, rather than honor the memories of 4 soldiers that had fallen in Lithuania, he's decided to hang out with Saudi royalty and figure out some sort of business deal so that he can grift while he's in office. That's where his priorities are. Don't know what I'm talking about? Here's the breakdown. 4 soldiers have died while serving in the US military in Lithuania, and Trump skipped honoring those killed to watch golf. And as I'm recording this, he is out on a golf cart, hiding from the public. As the economy burns down and these soldiers are returned home, he's hanging out with Eric Trump, the son that looks like how cat pee smells. He's hanging out with him on the golf course. And what's he doing on the golf course? He is commiserating with Saudi royalty and figuring out how he can profit off of the Live Golf Tour. That's right. Rather than pay homage to the memories of fallen soldiers that are returning home, he is hanging out with one of the chief funders of the 9/11 attacks. That tells you where his priorities are. And to top it all off, he couldn't be bothered to see those soldiers returned home, where, by comparison, the Lithuanian president gathered up dignitaries, religious officials, military personnel, and thousands of spectators to pay their respects to those 4 fallen American soldiers before they were sent back to the US. What does that say when the president of a foreign country knows what's appropriate, and this president, who is supposedly the man of the people, can't be bothered? This tells you exactly who he is. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about the American soldier. He doesn't care about the American people. The only thing that he cares about is how much money can he make while ripping off the taxpayer and crashing the economy. Don't believe me? This is a track record. Trump, when it comes to the economy, before he got elected the second time, has the honor of being the only president to come into office and leave with fewer jobs and lower GDP than what he started with. In fact, his economic performance was the worst since Herbert Hoover. And yet you people voted for him again because you thought that he was going to help you out and get you cheaper eggs. How's that working out? How is cheaper anything working out? In fact, what we've all seen over the course of this week when he re-announced his tariffs is a complete meltdown of the stock market. Now, before he got into office the second time around, he had the record for the biggest single-day losses in stock market history. His entire administration, the first go-around, he had a 3,000-point drop in March of 2020, another 2,300 drop in March of 2020, a 2,000-point drop in March of 2020, an 1,800-point drop in June of 2020, a 1,400-point drop in March of 2020, and another 1,300-point drop in March of 2020. That was the first go-around. Now he's setting the stage to top that. He's already got, as of April 3rd, a 1,600-point drop, and as of today's recording, which is April 4th, he's got almost a 2,000-point drop that he's got under his belt. And this is par for the course for when Republicans are in charge. When you look at Republican administrations from the Nixon administration going forward, 7 out of 8 Republican administrations have driven the economy into a recession. This is par for the course. The only difference in this go around is that this guy has zero guardrails and even less sense than the first go around. He's literally got nobody in his administration that's going to call him out. Because if he did, he wouldn't have developed a trade policy and a tariff policy that was given to him by ChatGPT, which is complete nonsense. In less than 90 days in office, he has taken a strong economy, the top economy in the G7, and tanked it. And he's alienated every ally that we've had while cozying up to his boss, Vladimir Putin. This is what you voted for. What little savings you have, you're going to see get wiped out over the next handful of months. And the question becomes, how much more can you take before you stop licking his boots? After all of that, he's showing you exactly what he thinks of you. He doesn't care about soldiers. He doesn't care about veterans. He doesn't care about the average American. He doesn't care about the economy that's burning down. He doesn't care about crashing the stock market. He doesn't care about you or anything that you care about. He doesn't care about jobs. He doesn't care about unemployment, doesn't care about inflation. He barely understands the word groceries. This is who you're dealing with, and you're still lining up to lick his boots. The question that I have for all of you Trump voters is, how much more of this are you going to need to see happen before you actually wake up?